Avinash for being here on Sped Chat this week. I'm so excited to hear everything about TomoClub. To get us started, just tell us a little bit about TomoClub and what it's all about.
Perfect. Thank you so much for having me. And I think TomoClub stands for Tomorrow Club. So we want to create kids for tomorrow and prepare them. And so what we are doing at TomoClub is we have made a game-based curriculum for social motion learning. All these skills that are expected to be completed in this curriculum, from emotional intelligence to leadership to innovation to team building, we have a big library of games for each of these skills that the entire classroom can play together. We were already discussing before that how games is like a universal language. It kind of come very intuitive to kids. And then when if education can be fun, I think it's the best combination. So that's what we're trying to do at Tomo Club.
All right, awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Now, how is it used or how is it incorporated? Because teachers already think that they have a lot on their plate and everything.
Oh, yeah.
How would they incorporate this in their own curriculum? How would they incorporate that?
So first thing I want to tell your audience, who are not, I'm pretty sure most of them are educators or school leaders, but in general, there are no social motion learning teachers. There are no SEL teachers in the classrooms. There is a SEL coordinator. There can be a mental health coordinator in the school, but there is, at the end of the day, it's an English teacher, math teacher, social science teacher who have to do SEL, right? Mm-hmm. And all the current curriculums that are existing in the market, they're usually recorded video based. So you kind of play the video and you expect kids to consume that content and learn through it. So the first reaction to all the teachers is, it's going to be a trade-off with my core curriculum. So should I teach math right now or should I teach SEL? It becomes a conflict of interest over there for them, right? Plus, a lot of people say that it's not their job. It's a counselor's job, right? So these are the two main obstruction for any SEL curriculum, how great it can be to actually create the impact. So, but there are still a lot of teachers who power through, who do the professional development, who do the product training, and still they're not feeling that fulfilled. Because if you're consuming a video, it's like a one-way street. You're watching a video on, let's say, persistence or collaboration, and the educators are trying to instigate conversation around it. But at the end of the day, it still becomes a non-equitable discussion. Some of the kids might outshine, might share more, and the rest of the kids are yawning, not paying attention. So that was common trait we could find, that from the teacher perspective, all the curriculums takes a lot of their hard work. Mm-hmm. And of course, it's not their job. Plus, for the students, it becomes very non-engaging. So we kind of analyzed both these problems and came up with games. So all our games are very easy for educators to host. It's going to take hardly 10 seconds for them to host a classroom. So whether the school is in person or if it is virtual schools, or it can be after school program, for the educator, it's going to be like less than 10 seconds to start a game. And then they usually do it in a fashion of the first gaming round to be exploratory. And kids try to, see how the game works. They get a little frustrated, but they have a lot of curiosity to figure it out. And then they play the next round, which is more exciting, which is more competitive because they have understood the game mechanics. All the games are team games. It is not individual games. So they have to kind of collaborate together. And lastly, to make the job of the teacher easy, with every game, we give them a specific lesson plan for that classroom. And the lesson plan is very quick, like a guide for educators. It has some prompt questions which they can use to engage kids. It has some learning outcomes defined so that they can map the learning outcome of the game with the real world situation. So in and all, we're trying to make a curriculum which is very easy for educators, very engaging for the students, can be fun, and can be educational. So yeah, sorry, I keep on going on.
That sounds very awesome. That sounds really good. Now, you're saying that it is very simple, easy for educators and everything. Now, what's the success rate? How has it been? Have you been in other like school districts in the United States? Where have you been and how successful has it been?
Yeah. So right now, TomoClub is focused at US specifically. Mm-hmm. And we have been working with a lot of schools, started with California first. And then now we're talking with a lot of schools in New York, Carolina, Utah. So now we're getting actually Chicago. So we are getting interest. Florida also we had working with one school. Texas we got interest. So now it's getting up in all the states because it's a virtual product. Like students have to play the games on their devices. I think before COVID, the one-to-one devices were like 60%, but after COVID, it's almost at 95%, and that's a big push for digital curriculums. So, and that's also prevent us from expanding quicker.
Okay.
And so that's one part. So the success has been, if I can tell you one metric, we have a school we have been working with 8 months, and the kids that started from day one, we have 98% retained till date. So
Oh,
over eight
great.
months, kids are back and forth coming, and very, very interesting. So earlier, the school was doing that class of TomoClub on Mondays. They shifted it to Fridays because they were seeing that Friday students usually come show up less. So they did TomoClub
Oh,
Friday to increase attendance. So
oh,
the direct
great.
implication that we are able to do is on attendance. They have started to see that kids are being very collaborative. The behavior referrals have gone down
Good.
drastically, and and what happens is all this at the end of the day improves the academics, because when students are
Awesome.
showing up more in the classroom, when they are less acting out or disruptive the classrooms, they end up becoming more, I think, responsible, more conscious, and more focused. So in totality, this is exactly what a social emotional learning curriculum was supposed to deliver.
Yes.
and i think I think we are hitting the chords there, right?
That's good. Congratulations on that. That's great. Now, it sounds good. So, if there's a school that wants to get in contact with TomoClub and wants that to be a part of their curriculum to help their students with behavior and everything, how do they get in contact with TomoClub?
So it's super easy. Of course, I'm going to share you the details. You can put that in your caption as well.
Okay.
But you can just go to the website tomoclub.org,
Mm-hmm.
and over there you can schedule a demo. So we'd love to give more and more trials, because come on, it's still not that intuitive to imagine how games can be educational. It's something which doesn't go down very easily with a lot of educators, and they want to get very clear on the scope and sequence of how the games are turning out to be, because there are two major concerns on this: the screen time, and how will you ensure the games are not addictive, because
Okay.
that's always a problem that comes with games, right?
Okay.
How are you going
Yeah.
to make it they're ethical, they're
Right.
not, they're a safe space? So I motivate more and more educators to do trials with us,
Mm-hmm.
see and implement in a classroom, maybe for a month, a quarter, or a semester, before buying it out.
Okay.
But now I think we're getting so many success stories. Like, I think the referrals in this industry works because it's easy. It's important to trust what you're buying, and when
Right.
you can see it's already working in some school, then it's much easier to implement. But I'm more than happy. We're always like a call away, and I'll share the details with you.
Okay, awesome. Awesome, awesome. This sounds very exciting. And in this day and age that we're working, we have kids who they love games. I think this sounds very good. And if you are an educator out there, if you're an administrator, you're a school district and you're listening and you want this to be a part of your social emotional learning curriculum, then you can reach out. I'm gonna put all the details in the caption, and you can reach out to Avinash and schedule a consult with him. So thank you so much for joining me today. It's been exciting, and I look forward to speaking to you and even working with you and helping others to work with you in this as well. All right. So
Thank you
thank
so
you for
much,
your
Nadine.
time.
I think we can have one more interesting story that I would like to share. I
Okay,
forgot
great.
that angle. That when you brought up special ed, I
Mm-hmm.
think I have a very heartwarming story which might be exciting to hear for your audience as well. So I had a kid being a part of Tomo Club, and that kid was recommended an IEP by the
Mm-hmm.
school,
Mm-hmm.
and so then the parent had to hire a special ed, and they made a 12 pointer list of what all things the kids have to focus on
Right.
to go back to the regular school. So it included a lot of points around attention deficit, social awkwardness, not able to speech therapy, and all that. You won't believe. after 1 month of using TomoClub, the special ed have reduced the entire plan by half. She was like, your kid is performing so well. And within, like, again, these things give me goosebumps because we never planned, honestly, to do big that impact. And
Right.
sometimes, things come up more than you can expect. And within 2 months, the kid was back to regular school. So
That is
I
so
was
good.
stunned
That is
that,
good.
that the program could bring confidence in the child. It could bring that he can be real self. The mother was used to tell me that, I haven't seen my kids speaking that much in that 1 hour
Mhm.
than the entire week.
Wow. Wow.
So
That is
I think
great.
that's a lot of impact stories we're getting. And this is just the beginning in that way.
That sounds really, really good. And having implemented in special education, that is so, so good. So, like I
Yeah,
said, thank you for your time, and we're excited to see where this goes. Okay.
absolutely. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care.
Okay.